talking about mental health because we are dedicating today's edition to prioritizing your mental health. Having heard from the National Coordinator of the Mental Health Program, we're going to talk about those who are in the field ensuring that you prioritize your mental health. An individual's mental health plays a vital role in shaping health, societies, and the nation. And today in the studio to continue this conversation on mental health is Olive Sadiq, helpline responder, I Choose Life Foundation, and we'll be discussing building supportive communities for persons with mental health issues. Thank you so much for being part of the program.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you too.
Of course, it is good to actually have you this morning because having spoken to someone in government, of course, we know that those who are in the field doing the real work, as they say, are the people in the civil society organizations, and you happen to represent one of them. Thankfully, you are even a helpline responder, meaning that you are actually in the forefront of all of this. But first, what do we mean by a supportive community?
Okay,
especially in the context of someone suffering mental health issues. What do we mean by having a supportive community?
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. So by having a supportive community, we mean like someone dealing with mental health, right, needs that support as much as possible from individuals to be able to reach, to go through the road of recovery, to be able to attain recovery. So for I Choose Life Foundation, right, we've decided, amongst other things that we have been doing, to come together and create that community where people can just call in and just talk. Right, so we are open to people just calling in to talk to us as much as possible, like we are just your friend. Because sometimes most people, the reason why they don't want to share the things bothering them to their parents, to their families, to people close to them, because they are close colleagues or their close people, they already have the history of,
judging.
Yes, judging them.
Stereotyping.
Exactly. So now they are coming to us. We don't even have their past history. We are listening to them rant. We're listening to them talk about everything that they're going through. I mean, we're compassionate. We're just there to just support them, to just talk about it. We realize that sometimes, right, in this our line of duty, sometimes people have issues, right? It feels like that makes them depressed. But by the time they start talking about it, we don't even need to advise anybody, right? By themselves, they're already getting the answers, to the problems that they're going through. So yeah, so we have created that community for people to just come in and talk. And just come and talk to us. Someone is always there to respond to you, to listen to you from morning till evening, just say whatever you want to say.
But are you licensed? Because to listen is a full-time job. The psychologists, the counselors, or what they call the shrink, are licensed to do that. They've been trained to listen. And then where inputs are necessary, very often, unlike what you say that people just want to maybe vent, very often they want to hear you advise as well. So are some people in your team licensed or certified counselors?
Yes, we are. We actually trained respondents. We give you mental first aid. That's what we do, right? So, but when it gets to a point where, this one needs to get to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, like proper treatment, we have in-house psychiatrists, we have in-house psychologists.
Right.
They partner with Vigada. These are the people that trained us, on mental health first aid. So basically what we do is give you mental health first aid. But then when we need to skyrocket, when the case becomes too so much, or we need to challenge it to a higher authority, then we have those people in-house that we can just contact. And we have psychologists, we have psychiatrists also.
Okay. Still talking about building that supportive community, because you've just responded based on what you guys do from your own end. I was hoping that you also engage in helping others become that support for their victims, as the case may be. Such, for example, maybe your office is only in Abuja here, most likely, and then someone is in, say, Suleja, and then he has mental health issues. Aren't you going out to, I mean, speak to families or organize seminars on how people can become that support system, because sometimes before it will take someone to get to you, maybe by call or even coming to your office, a lot of damage could have been done. Sometimes you just urgently need someone to talk to you or someone to talk to. So are you also involved in training people or advising people or teaching people, so to speak, on how to become that support system that is mostly needed for people who are, you know, suffering some of these issues?
Okay, so that's actually part of what we're going to start doing. But before now, we usually travel around Nigeria to create this support system for people in different ways. So like last time we were at the University of Lagos during Nuga Games, where we raised like a group of volunteers in University of Lagos. So first of all, what we did was create a safe space for people to just come and talk, and then we trained volunteers there in University of Lagos. So because we would not always be in the University of Lagos, we trained people there to take after us, you know, whenever these issues come, since they cannot reach us because we're in Abuja, but now of course they can reach us because we have a call, call line. But then we have people there who are, you know, they are constantly organizing events, constantly organizing programs to help the people in the University of Lagos. So we also did that in Calabar, right? But that was in a primary school. We also trained the teachers, give them tips on just few tips on how to help the student maintain a mental well-being. And then we've gone to a lot of places, but most especially our project, we usually hold most of our projects in Abuja.
Right. Now, still speaking about the community and how we can move away from the phone, the phone lines, while that is very important and maybe very holistic in thinking, where do you think Nigeria is? We used to be so communal. We used to be in everybody's business and ready to help, which I think was the reason we didn't have so many reports of mental health breakdown. So how can we go back to the Nigeria that I grew up in? You know, instead of these huge fences and you don't know who your neighbor is, you don't even know what the person is facing. How can we go back there in your thoughts?
Okay, so one of the ways that we can go back to these things is, first of all, I'd like to say that we should reduce screen time. Because it feels like, yes, technology is actually a good thing for us, but then excessive use, we should know where the boundary is. We should have control over it. We shouldn't allow technology control us, but we should be able to control these things, right? We should, a lot of things we like doing outside using our phones, right? We should start doing those things. That's something we also encourage. So we're skating, we do things like skating, we gather people together, we do like something called skating for mental health. So we gather people together to come and skate, to come and learn how to skate. And by that means we're defeating every fear. Like I personally, I don't really know how to skate. Why? Because I love to skate, but I don't want to. Like it feels like I had a trauma about skating. The first time I tried it and I failed, I almost broke my leg. I said, this is something I can never do. But as a result of seeing other people skate, you know, from the organization, gathering other people from every here and there skating, and I see children doing it, I'm like, well, I can actually do this thing. I can actually defeat this fear. Okay, let me try it. And I started doing it. And then, of course, today I can skate. Like, I'm still learning. Okay. But yeah, so this is one thing you do. What do you know how to? What do you like doing? What are your hobbies? I see, like, in most of our organization, before you apply the right, they ask you, oh, what are your hobbies? You know, it's not just for you to just write it there. These things are the things that helps your mental health. After you're done working, what do you do next? You know, what do you do next? Do you sing? Do you go out to sing? Do you go out for a dance? Do you like like we should try to, if we can bring back all these things that we used to do before, our hobbies, right? You know, it will go a long way in helping us stay mentally stable.
So Joy raised a concern about training and whether you are actually certified. And you talked about when you've been to Lagos, you also raise volunteers and all of that. I would want to think that mental health issues are very sensitive and very confidential issues.
Exactly.
Because people don't easily just open up to share. I mean, how now? I'm not trying to. How do you do that? You go to Lagos during Nugas, and then you raise volunteers who are supposed to, become that community that people can share with. Sometimes, as we know where we're coming from with the issue of stereotype and all of that. How sure are you, in the first instance, that the people you just met and raised as volunteers are competent enough to handle these confidential issues that may be revealed to them in the course of, their volunteerism?
Okay, so the people we met and raised as volunteer, they were already in this area.
Okay.
They call them a drug-free club.
Okay.
A drug-free club. So they're already in this area, and then we thought that, okay, these are the best people that we can
work with. Okay.
And then we train them, and we're still in contact with them.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
we still have meetings with them, so talk to them about. So that's one way we're able to use to come.
So Joy asked a question, although of course you've provided a background, but I am not yet satisfied. Where are we today in Nigeria with regards to mental health disorder prevalence? Would you say is alarming? We've been able to find ways to deal with them. Is it that people are not speaking up, and that's why we think that it's not just out there? But let me just hear from you. You are in the field. How prevalent are mental health issues in Nigerian homes?
It's actually very, very alarming. It's actually very, very alarming. The cases of every day, the cases of suicide and attempted suicide and already suicide is alarming, much more than it used to be. People want to run away from homes. People they just want to run to go to a far place where nobody wants to, where they can see no one. I mean, speaking from my experience, I've actually gone through this a lot, like a whole lot of it. I remember when, it just feels like I don't want to see human beings anymore. I don't want to see people anymore. But then I don't want to talk about it. I don't even know where to start talking about it. Like, it feels like a lot of things I've done, it feels like somebody would judge me. People don't want to talk because they feel like judged.
With the judge, exactly.
Right. And of course, it feels like I have senior colleagues, I have women I can talk to, but I don't want to talk to them because I just feel like when I just start talking to them, there will be an atom of judgment. Within them, they may not know that they're actually judging me. In their mind, I just feel like, oh, they're giving me an advice, that this is what I'm supposed to do. But because I feel like they don't have that adequate training enough to be able to handle these cases, right? So there will be an atom of judgment in what you're saying. So I think one of the major things that we need right now that is lacking is the ability for people around the society or in Nigeria to be able to treat these issues with empathy, right? Treat it with empathy and be, what's the word? Like, it just skipped my mind.
Okay, just
Treat
go
it
ahead.
with empathy, like they should be trained. People should be trained in Nigeria on how to attack this issue and not to
Make it worse or
not to
exacerbate
make
it.
worse for the person by just throwing out advice. Sometimes, if I come to you to talk, I'm not telling you to give sometimes I'm not asking you to give me advice.
Yeah, I just want you to listen.
I just want you to listen. I just want you to talk. I just want you to listen to me, right? And this world now is a very, very busy world. Everybody's minding their own business. Even in songs, you keep saying, and then on social media, like everybody mind your business. I think that mind your business thing is actually now a problem because people are minding their businesses and other people are going astray. I mean, I would say that normally in the morning, how I grew up, right? You're walking on the street, you're greeting somebody good morning. I mean, in Abuja now, it's actually better, but maybe in Lagos and all, you just wake up. Even your neighbor, nobody will greet you.
I think it's worse in Abuja.
It's worse in Abuja. I can tell you, honestly. You can live in an estate.
I don't know
Your
my
very next door neighbor. You don't even have anything. Everybody's just minding their business. True.
You don't even know the name of the person. You just move, just wake up in the morning from your house, drive out, and go to your workplace. Even in your workplace, you don't even know the next person. You may just know the name because, of course. But you don't know what's happening to the person. I think we should be more concerned. You see that phrase, minding your business, I think it has done more harm than good to us. You know, you see a child, your neighbor's child is going astray. You
Yeah.
see him or her doing something wrong that he or she is not supposed to do. Instead of you calling the person to order, right? You just like, it's not your, as long as it's not my child, let me just allow this person. Why
But there are instances where you try to make that correction, even just with talk to the child, and the child goes to report to the mom or dad, and then it becomes an issue.
Well, it becomes an issue, but you shouldn't stop. That's just one scenario.
really?
It's not something that you should stop doing because you know that this is something right. You can also talk to the parents to make them see that, this child is a community.
Okay, you go to talk to the parents, and
Like
you are told to mind your business. It's a reality we are living with. Honestly,
Well, yes.
it's a reality we are living with because in most estates, I can tell you in Abuja, and I have experienced. In fact, I can tell you. Let me just confess, I am actually experiencing that. I can't tell you I live in a place of 6. We have 6 flats. I occupy the 6th floor, sixth flat. I can't remember, apart from the kids who happen to know the names of the children in the other flat. I don't even know the names
I think
my
I'm
next
just as
door.
guilty.
Honestly, I don't know the name of my next door neighbor.
I think I'm just as
And to
guilty.
think that we actually go to the same mosque in the morning, like you can imagine that 2 people meeting on the way to the mosque around 5 a.m. and then you just greet, good morning, good morning. And if you ask me, what's this man's name? I don't know. And I'm just feeling guilty now that all of this is coming up. Honestly, maybe I should make that effort and maybe get resisted first before I recoil back to my mind my business.
But then again, in the mind my business mantra, inadvertent mantra, we also have seen people pursuing economic prosperity just to make ends meet. It's more difficult than it used to be. Our parents had so many children, but somehow could cater for them, send them to schools and all that. With your 3, you're struggling to ensure they have good education, feed well, clothe well, and be under a roof. So would you connect economic challenges Nigerians are facing with this mind your business thing?
Well, I think it's the way we chose to see life at this point in time and the way the media also is pushing it to us, right? So like you just said, like even in those days, your parents can have a lot of children and then they're still able to cater. But now it feels like the word is, I think, okay, the word will always give you something, but the way, how do you react to it? You are the one that have the power to choose to react the way you want to, right? You can choose to react negatively and you can choose to react positively, but don't link it to anything that's happening. The economic situation, the situation of life, it shouldn't stop you from having that humanity. Like, it shouldn't stop your humanity from coming out. It should stop you from caring about people, from caring about us. We're actually made for each other. We are all made for each other. Like, it feels like one person cannot exist alone. If you can exist alone, you'll be the only one staying in this world and doing all you can, right? So no matter what, no matter the economic situation, no matter what you're going through life, just let that human part of you come out. Because the person you're helping today, so I used to give examples to one of my friends, to somebody, was like, you see all these young people carrying out nefarious activities around the area, 20 something years, they're on drugs, and then they're causing troubles and they're stealing and all that stuff, right? I said, once upon a time, these children, these adults or these youth, they were once children, and they started doing this thing. There were signs that this is what they're going to be like in the future, but nobody was correcting them. Probably somebody was having a bad time trying to cater for his family and just overlook everything, right? So please, I need to take care of my family. You know, I'm already depressed about this whole thing. I need money. I don't want to go and carry another wahala for myself. But you know that in the end, this is the person that will become this kind of person and will come and start stealing.
A problem to you.
Become a problem to you. So if you don't start preferring solutions, if you don't start correcting people, if you don't start making those things your business, it will come back to you somehow, or come back to your family or somebody close to you.
This rightly connects to a concept in international studies about the politics of aid. When you see the West, bringing money to you in the form of aid, helping you to do this, helping you to do that. The foundation of it is that they know for a fact that if they allow these so-called developing nations to go that bad, that they can't manage themselves and they begin to excuse me, they begin to leave their countries in droves, they will have nowhere else to go than to go to Europe and America and all of that. So in order to stop
Ensure you
them
stay in your
to stay in your country, they keep providing you with aid in hundreds of millions in dollars, just so that your government keeps itself busy, providing those little things for you, so that you don't become a problem to yourself, that you degenerate to a level of crisis, that your country is no longer habitable, and of course the next place you want to just go to, whether with documentation or not, will be Europe, and then you become a problem to them. I think it was Harry S. Truman, when he took over as president of the US in the 1940s, who made that statement in his speech, that if we do not take care of Africa, Africa will become a problem to us. And that was the concept, that was what led to. So it's the same thing.
Exactly.
You think you are okay as a person. You're able to take care of your own needs. You are just concerned about your family, your kids alone and all of that. Whereby next door to you, you have people who actually have needs. Needs not necessarily of financial assistance. Needs sometimes for just talk. You see a child doing something that is wrong, you should be able to man up and sit the child down and talk to the child, not minding that it's not yours. But if you allow that child, even if it's with that intention that, okay, let me correct this child so that he doesn't come and corrupt my own children, do it. I think that's what we are all saying. But beyond that really, like you've advocated, there is an absolute need for us to rethink the kind of life that we are living at the moment.
Exactly. There is.
Okay, I just wanted to also add that I see you advocating against drugs as well.
Yes.
So what's the initiatives and programs you have around your drug advocacy or drug abuse advocacy or end of drug abuse? It seems like I'm inadvertently saying you should have drugs. I don't know the proper, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
I think that's better.
Yeah, so we've seen that one of the major thing that people, one of the very easy thing that people resort to when they are having mental depression is doing drugs. It just feels like it's going to calm them. Drugs also include taking alcohol and all that, some things I might not mention now that are just prevalent.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we have a lot of, so what we try to do is, because we understand that you can't just go and tell people that stop taking drugs. And I mean, a lot of people must have told these people to stop taking drugs, their parents, their siblings, but how are they doing it? So we try as much as possible. One thing we do, we constantly research on ways that we can use to help people who are doing drugs to stay away from drugs. So we try to use creative ways, try to use entertainment, to help people. So we have programs such as Sip and Paint, where we go out to schools and we give them alternatives, like giving alternative to things that you can do. Sometimes even idleness can actually make you go into this and to start trying out things, right, that you see on the internet. So we have things like Sip and Paint. We come and teach people how to sip and paint. So they sip juice. So instead of taking shayu, so you take juice. We teach them how to make juice, healthy juice. They sip it, and then they start painting. Right? We have we provide So we provide canvases for them to paint different things, and then we use the opportunity also to talk to them about the need to stay away from drugs. So we also have things such as skating for mental health. Right. So people come together.
Skatement. I like that. That's creative, really.
Yeah. So our organization is more of young people, young and vibrant people. So we just come
Gen
up with
Z people.
Exactly. So we come up with things that we're passionate about. We're like, we can actually use this, to help other people that are interested in this to stay away. We have skatemen. People just come out to skate. You learn how to skate, and then of course they use that means also to make money for themselves. So even the things we teach them how to do, they can also use it to
scale it.
Yes, and then we have things like we do things around tech, right? So like we have something called My Nigerian Dream also. So it usually happens every October. So every October we bring up something that would gather young people together. Sometimes we have they come to showcase their talent. Last time we did something around fashion. We got people to design wares and make wares, and then it was like a contest, and we invited them down to Abuja where they can come and showcase their apparels, and then they won some. Of course, they want some money, and then some people got some grants and all that, including athletes. We celebrate athletes too, because one thing we've seen, like most athletes are actually depressed also as a result of So
pressure.
So we usually
really?
Of course.
Yes. So they are depressed. You see somebody, has been training all his life just to get to a particular point, and then he or she gets to a particular point and is not really appreciated, and is not even able to move to the next level. I'm very, very good at this thing, but see, this person is not as good as me. Maybe because he has all the connections.
Even celebrities suffer that a lot, especially the music.
Do you think we
and movie
look at
industry.
them and say,
No.
you're living the
I
life?
have quite a number of them, and I know that they go through, just to confirm what you're saying, they go through a lot of depression, and it mostly results in, emanates from this feeling of, like you rightly said, we started with this guy, or I thought I'm better than this guy, but why is this guy making more money than me? Why is he getting more invitations than me? Why is he getting more endorsements than me? And it's one of the reasons why you see drug abuse is mostly features around athletes and even celebrities, because most of the times they have these feelings going on for them, and it's a very good thing you're doing out there.
Yes.
Really.
So I remember when we invited them over to celebrate them, they went to Kenya, they did Nigeria very well in Kenya, but they were not really celebrated. So we invited them, we camped them for like 3 days, and we wanted to celebrate it. They didn't know what we wanted to do. They just felt like, oh, these people are just here to just use us and show off. So we were trying to interview them. They were not even responding to us. Like, they were like, okay, what's going on? It was like, see, we're tired of seeing these things. People are using us to do paparazzi, but there's nothing coming in. There's nothing in for us, right? So we had to calm them down. We listened to them. We listened to everything they had said. Like, the struggles they went through achieving this, coming back, and they're not even getting anything from it, and they're doing Nigeria proud outside and all that stuff. Like, we really understood them. And in the end, we celebrated there. We made the captain our hero, because we usually have this hero series also we do for people. I think the first one was for, look, Mom, I Can Fly, the lady that, blessed memory, that died during the... there was a test. She was hit. Okay, sorry, let's not go to that. Look, Mom, I Can Fly. It was celebrating. The pilot. Right. So we made her our hero. We did a comic book around her and sent it to school. So you just read like a comic book kind of thing. So the same thing we did for the athletes too. We made them like the captain, the hero. He was very surprised. He didn't know that, we could actually celebrate him like this, and then sent it to schools and all that stuff. So we celebrated them, gave them token and all that. So those are some of the things we do. We look out for people who are doing very well in their field, but are not really well appreciated enough. These things can actually, make them,
break down mentally. I've been telling Usman to appreciate me more on this program. But let's talk about how you get funding to do all that you do. It's quite impressive. It seems like you have covered every facet of how someone can break down. But how do you get sponsorship and funding to continue with your initiatives?
Okay, we write to sponsors. We write to meaningful individuals and organizations. Whenever we have projects like this, we write to them for help, for them to support us and take part in all these things that we're doing. It's not been easy. It's not really been easy. Even until this point, we're still looking for funds to continue our project, because there's a lot that needs to be done. A whole lot that needs to be done, especially this our helpline that we started. It's cost. It takes a lot of money to continue. It takes a money to start and a lot of money to continue it, because we need much more people. We need to recruit a lot more people. The facility needs to be running, the system needs to be running, and every other thing. So we're still, as we go on, we still keep seeking for sponsors, looking for meaningful individuals who can just key in, take this as their project, and take this as their CSR, organizations and all. So that's basically what we do.
My concern for projects like this, as good as they are, is always about sustainability. How sustainable is relying on sponsors for this very wonderful program? Don't you have any other source that is more sustainable, apart from, of course, writing to sponsors and hoping? Because it's about hope. Nobody is obliged, nobody is compelled, actually, to give you financial support for a project like this. It's just those who get convinced and are touched by whatever to help that do that. Do you have any other alternative source that is more sustainable than this?
So these are the things we're still looking at getting. We have we've been planning and debating on other ways that we can also help sustain the foundation. So, but we've not really established it yet.
Okay.
So yeah.
But you said you did have certified psychiatrists, psychologists.
Yes, we partner with them.
Okay, you partner.
We partner, yes. So
Okay.
they are with.
Okay.
Yes, we partner with them. We also partner with NDLEA. We partner with other organizations, right, that are actually pivotal to what we're doing.
Okay.
So are you seeing, are young people coming to be part of what you do, this community of people trying to ensure there's a mental health advocacy? Are you getting reception from young people to be part of it, or it's been a struggle to get people to understand that this is the way to go, you can be part of the solution?
Yeah, we're getting young people to be interested in this. Like we have we had like a good number of volunteers and people applying every day to be part of us, to work with us in, you know, what we're doing in achieving, helping people stay away from drug and substance misuse and achieving a stability in their mental health. So we usually have young people. And then, of course, the way we do it also, it's youth-friendly. Also, the way our events are actually youth-friendly also. And so it's something to attract more young people to come and be part of it and help others too.
Do you have any success story that you're so proud of since you started that you would like to share?
Yes, we have, me personally.
Yes.
Okay.
That you were directly involved in, that anytime, that's what gives you the drive to keep doing this.
Okay, so I have quite a number, but the most recent.
Look for the shining star.
I think I already talked about the skating also. That one actually, it was something else for me. Like it took away fear from me, and I'm like, after that skating, I learned how to skate. I'm like, I don't think there's anything in this world that I can't do once I set my mind to do it. So, but this particular one that I was directly involved in was, last year when we held My Nigerian Dream event. So we had those young people come to showcase it's more about innovation. So we had this young boy, I think he was in primary 6. He came from a school, a community school, right? And he came to showcase a drone and a glider. Showcased it. We're shocked. We didn't even invite them to do it. It just felt like this was an opportunity for me to show what I have done. And yeah, I happened to be the anchor for that event that day. I literally cried. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, people are doing this. He came from a school where they don't even do something like that. Apparently, his father is someone who has been researching on these things, and he has been trying to build it and all that stuff. And then this boy came, he presented it so well, and even talked about how, the issues that were the kidnapping issues and all that stuff, how these things can actually be able to track them. Like, you just control it from wherever you are, go search for these people, get their coordinates and deploy soldiers to that place. It was really, really, really amazing. It was really fascinating.
I believe that with this kind of innovative minds in our Nigeria, it can become a better place. For example, if you have people that can make this kind of things, that Kaduna train attack wouldn't have gotten away like that. Because these things can have cameras on them, and if we have them, we can send them to the site, and none of the criminals would have gone away unscathed, because this thing will be in the air and they won't know it's tracking them down. When they reach their site or their HQ, headquarters or hideout, this will give you in real time where they are staying, and then you can track them down. Then all the captives now would have been free and out of danger. But till now, because of lack of resource and funding, we don't have this kind of things, and this kind of insecurity problems are going on, and they are really free, and they feel free to do what they want to do in the country.
And you know, we took it upon ourselves. He even gained the recognition of the vice president, the then vice president Yemi Oshibanjo, the Minister of Innovation also, like, he gained the recognition of the, something that really kept me going, and like, wow, this young boy didn't actually know that he would get all these things as a result of just this their hard work for several years. So these are the things that actually kept me going. Now it feels like this person has been appreciated, like as a result of what we're doing, we're able to bring this person to the world. Like, we're able to bring them at the forefront or the forefront of the world, and people can see what they are doing. They feel appreciated. They may not feel depressed at any point in time, or like,
Exactly, because of the appreciation that's coming.
Exactly. So these are some of the things that kept me going. These are some of the things that I Choose Life actually does. We try also to bring you out also in any way we can. We find ways to make sure, like, we just find ways to make sure that you come out, you step out, because
Celebrate you.
we celebrate you. Exactly. We celebrate you. So one other thing that we're actually working on now, like, it's majorly celebrating individuals in different spheres. People that you don't know, people that have not even come on television before.
Just as long as they have
Done something, they are outstanding in their field, but you've not seen them. We're trying to bring them out. Those are the things that we are currently working on right now. So
what's I Choose Life's message for today, generally? Speak directly to any young person watching us.
Okay. The message, as long as there is life, there is hope. And you have been embodied with talents, with gifts for you to give to humanity. The fact that you have failed once in something that you have been doing does not mean that tomorrow you cannot win. Keep trying. Life is all about trying. Keep trying, and tomorrow you're going to get to the finishing line. Also remember that you are going to be an inspiration to somebody else. You're going to be an inspiration to your children. So do not give up for any reason, no matter what, and do not resort to substances, to misuse of drugs. You know, don't go do drugs because you need to get inspiration. The inspiration you need is around you. It's inside of you. You have a lot of role models in Nigeria and outside of Nigeria to look out for, right? Do not do drugs, okay? And always open your mouth to talk whenever you are depressed. Talking can actually save you a whole lot. Find somebody to talk to. And you can also call us in I Choose Life Foundation. We are always ready to listen to you from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're always ready to listen to you. So do not do drugs. Stay away from drugs, and you'll be doing yourself and your generation good.
And your social media handles?
Our social media handles are I Choose Life _NG. That is ICHOOSELIFE_NG. That is our social media handle on Instagram. And on Facebook is I Choose Life NG. Then also on our Twitter is I Choose Life NG. So yes, that's it.
Having said that, Olive Sadiq, Helpline Responder, I Choose Life Foundation, thank you so much for spending your time with us to talk about this very important issue that a lot of Nigerians often disregard, which is the mental health and the component of the drug abuse that some young people actually participate in. So thank you for being part of the program. And well done. I wish you strength in all you've been doing and all your campaigns.
Thank you. I think I gave them the number. The number should be on the screen.
Right, okay.
You can just
You can still call out the number before we go, but that will have to be quickly.
Okay, so the number is 090-88-999-247. Sorry, 241. 090-88-999-241. Or 01888-4575. I think it will also be displayed on the screen.
Okay, it will be displayed on the screen. Thank you for being part of the program. But this is where we draw the curtains on ASO morning, this beautiful Tuesday, and I'm wishing you a productive day ahead.
My name is Usman Katun Umar, asking you to join the spirit of the day. Stay mentally alert, stay mentally aware, stay off drugs, and have a drug-free day. Thank you very much.